Hello and welcome to Project 4. This project is named Phase 4. So this is the level I made for this project. I do not have everything done. And I intend to use this level for Project 5, but I designed it in a very modular style so that it could be easily added onto and have a lot done with it. And everything that I didn't implement in Project 4 that was needed for Project 4 will be fully implemented in Project 5. So the reason there's smoke here is I wanted to simulate something for the pain zone or damage zone. I did not get to that, but I do have the zone here. It does exist. Pain causing volume. It's said to do 1 damage per second, and pain interval is 1, and it has entry pain. Inside here is a maze. There are no lights in here, but to help with vision, I used a skylight to brighten it up a bit. And the smoke coming from below is supposed to simulate a deadly gas. There is a key here, and the keys open up certain doors. We can look at the blueprint. I don't know if you can see the blueprint, as the recording equipment I use is very finicky and does not like to work with me, per se. So what this does currently is when other actors overlap this target, it checks to see if a condition is met. That condition is, does that actor have the tag hero with the capital H? If it does, it sets the is locked condition to true from the door to unlock, I'm sorry. Yeah, it says is locked to true, and then it destroys the actor, so that actor is no longer there. And what this does is it allows for the door over here, this one, to be opened, because this has the blueprint. And again, I realized you aren't going to be able to see this, but I'll walk through it. It has event actor begin overlap and end overlap, and on both it goes to a branch. On the begin overlap, if it is false, if the condition isn't met, and the condition is locked, if is locked isn't checkmarked inside its variable self, then it will go to false, and it will print the string need key, and it will display for 5 seconds. That's how I wanted it to do, and there are 3 doors that have this type of setup. And what it does is if it's true, it plays the matinee, and then for the end overlap, it plays the matinee in reverse. However, if it's false for the end matinee, it doesn't really, I've set it to not do anything so that it doesn't have a whole bunch of weirdness. Going back, we have the other door, which is right over here. This one, Open Blueprint Editor, has end overlap, begin overlap, reverse play, and then their target is the matinee. So as simple as what we've been doing. Now, right here at this very first room, and these are modular rooms basically. These are rooms. The idea is that you have to go and complete a mission or 2 per room, maybe even 3, depending on how you have it set up. You could have a little lift that takes you into the sky. And this one is set up where, edit blueprint, it says on event actor begin overlap, we are going to cast to the 3rd person character, and what we are casting to them is we're setting a spawn point, right? So we are setting this 3rd person character, we're casting something to the 3rd person character, and that is a location, and that is a spawn point. So, and that's all determined inside the actor itself, which we'll open now. And what we did was on event begin play, we set the spawn point to the actor's initial location, and then bind event on destroyed, we respawn to one of the spawn points, and basically after you pass over a spawn point, it saves that as the new location. And when we respawn, and when the actor is spawned again, we possess it and we get the player controller and we're able to do everything again. Added a little bonus challenge for people playing it is if you can see that right now you are gold. If you die, you are no longer gold. Get to the end while gold. So here's through everything. And again, you can, due to this, the modularity, you could add another entire thing here where there are more challenges. The kill zone, which I did forget to mention, is right here. It's the kill volume, and it stretches all the way out through here. And that was to demonstrate with ease how it works if the player wants to run out here. And then it also, the area is encompassed down below here. Here is it is a little platformer kind of challenge where you have these two rails that you can walk on and decide which one you want to take. Neither is really all that important, but the idea is that when you fall, you need to land on these. Originally, there were far fewer of these. That's weird. Hold on. I just noticed something is missing. That's very strange. I mean, it's there. It's registering, but it is not appearing. Why is that not appearing? Okay, that works. Is it just because of that? Alright, that's weird, but okay. Sorry about that. That was just a really weird issue that hadn't happened before. So the idea is you get this, and then you run over, and you jump, and you attempt to make it over here. And again, even this room could be used to go to other challenges. Go through here. That key back there would open this door, and then you'd be able to walk into here. You can see the floor nav mesh, which I'll go ahead and shut off now because it's obnoxious. This is the enemy AI, which is set to just wander about aimlessly. I'll go ahead and reset him to be on. Because last time I tried this, he was not on, and I don't know why. But I didn't change anything. And here is the guard AI, which is set to actually patrol. So on begin play, we set the controller to the AI, and we're telling it to set it to itself. And then it will get the actor location and set that as the initial target destination. Then every event tick, it moves to a location, and that location is determined by target destination AI controller. And then it switches the paths based on an increment integer. And basically what that's going to go through is the current waypoint, and waypoints are determined up here in the array. And which one we go to basically is set by what number this goes from. The current waypoint, if the integer number gets above the amount of waypoints, we have it set where the current waypoint, if it's greater than or equal to, we tell the branch to we tell the branch to reset if it is false, if it is no longer greater than or equal to. If true, it sets it, or I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Basically, it's the condition. If it's greater than or equal to, everything's fine. But if false, it sets it back to 0 and we move on. But when we're getting the array, it tells the actor to move there using the nav data. And that's how that all works, and it's set right there. And basically, it's the exact same thing with the enemy AI. It just has the wander around aimlessly thing attached. This room was set to red to give it kind of a sneaky, stealthy kind of feel. There's a lot of places for you to hide. And again, these guys are not programmed to actually see or hear you right now. I had the Game Developer Expo, or the GDEX, in my town recently, well, not in my town, but in Columbus, Ohio, and I decided to go, and that was about a 3-day event, and that took up a lot of my time, but I felt that it was very important for me to go, and I learned a lot and met a lot of people and gained a lot from the experience. There we have the final door. We go through. We head here. This is the final room. And there's also a key here. So that's just about everything I can think of to show at this moment. Oh, the waypoints are here as well. These are them. They're just little sphere things in the ground. And his patrol path is set to go through basically the whole thing. Now I'm going to go ahead and start and show you. Run backwards. And die. Okay. So we hit here. Then we run backwards. And die. Then we come back. And we can hit here. And it tells us we need a key. Okay. So we go and find the key. Boop, 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 boop. And again, the whole idea for this room was to make it pretty hard to see, but to allow the player to still see some. It's supposed to be a little maze-like. It's supposed to be disorienting. I was thinking about messing around with the fluid mechanics, and suddenly it doesn't work. Huh. I wonder if that's because I respawned. And it doesn't spawn the exact... Yeah, that must be it. It doesn't... So I'll have to figure something out with that. Somehow add a tag permanently. Because if you die, it takes away the tag. And that's something I honestly didn't think would happen. But now we can open the door. We go through. We go through. And we're here. It's supposed to represent like rusty metal pipes. This is a lot harder to do while narrating. There we go. And I made a stairwell, and I'm really proud of this because I made it work relatively nicely. It's using the stairwell basically flipped upside down and turned around and a whole bunch of other stuff and flattened to make the tops, and just big old walls on the outside to make the walls. So we get up here, we hit this door, it opens, then we hit that last checkpoint, we go through here, and then we get in here. Looks like they're both stuck. That is weird and annoying. I think they're having the same problem I usually have, where once I build my data in a level, and this was happening before with, what was it called? Before with the textures, from the canvas, they would not work after I built the level, which was very frustrating. And I didn't know how to fix that or why it was happening. But every time I would build, it would do that. Alright, so that is my level. If you can help me with any of those problems I was mentioning, please let me know. Like I said, I will be reusing this for the 5th project, but I'm going to be expanding it and adding on some stuff and hopefully fixing some of the problems it has currently. Until then, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.